Shalom, I'm gonna make this fast. What's going on? All right. So I'm in Revelation 13, verse 16 in the Greek. It make it and it makes all the small and the great and the rich and the poor, small and great, young and old. All right. Poor and rich, and the rich and the poor, and the free man and the slaves, that it may give to them a mark on the hand of them, on the right or on the foreheads. Foreheads, when you look up that in Greek, 3359, it says countenance, a face, or brow. So the right or on the foreheads, the face, or the brow of them, even that not any could buy or sell except he, only he, having the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name of it. Then it says, here is wisdom. All right. The one having reason, let him count the number of the beast, the number for a man. It is, and the number of it is 666. All right. So first, we're going to look at G5480 Charagma. A scratch or etching, i.e. a stamp, as a badge of servitude, or sculpture, a statue, graven, and a mark. Alright. Character. Alright. A graver, the tool or the person engraving character, the figure stamped, i.e. an exact copy or representation, express image. Alright. That's G5481. G5482 Charoso, to sharpen, to a point, akin to 1125, write down 1125, through the idea of scratching a stake, i.e. a placide or rampart, military mound for circumvallation, and a siege, attack, a trench. We'll go back to that. So that was G5482. We'll go back to that. But it said to go to 1125. G1125 reads, where is it? Let me get it. It reads grapho. Grapho. A verb, to grave, especially to write, to describe and describe, write, writing, or written. Grapho. Alright. Now, Revelation 13:15, and might make as many as not would worship the image of the beast, that they be killed, and it makes all. So let's see. Many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed, and the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free man and the slaves. It causes, it makes, it compels that they give to them all a mark on their right hand, right? Or on their foreheads. All right. So, let's get one more. Get this here.
Stigma.
Stigma. All right. That's Strong's G4742, right? All right. Stigma, stesio, to stick, i.e. prick. All right. A marked prick or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers carried or bore the name or the stamp, the image of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies, pricked into their bodies, to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in this way with the token of their gods, little elves, tokens of their little powers, the fallen ones. So, slave and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master, their ruler or commander, and they were branded or pricked into their bodies or cut into their bodies. They were pricked into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. From a primary word to stick, that is, or prick, a mark incised or punched. Sounds familiar? For recognition, for acknowledgement of ownership. For acknowledgement, recognition, fame, pride of ownership. That is figuratively. Scar of service. Scar of service. A mark. Alright. A mark, scar, in context, Paul is likely referring to the scars he received in service, labor, work to Yeshua, to Christ, or Jesus, as marks of ownership by his master. Who's your master? Okay? So Paul was referring to the scars he received, he got, working for Christ and the Most High, as marks of ownership by his master. All right? So, who's your master? So, let's see. Let's see what else I can get there. So, charagma in the Greek, a scratching or etching stamp, a badge of servitude, right, a mark. Charazo, 5482, to sharpen to a point. The idea of scratching a stake, i.e. Well, let's look at that. Let's look at that. Let me go up here. To sharpen to a point, to a writing or written, a grapho, to describe, writing or written, a grave, grapho, 1125 Greek. And charax, 5482 Greek, to sharpen to a point. The idea of scratching through the skin, stake, all right, a rampart, a military mound. Let's get to that part because that's what I came here to give you. Or circumvallation is a line, look this up on Google, is a line of fortifications built by the attackers around the besieged, the attacked fortification, the protection, facing towards an enemy fort to protect the besiegers, the attackers, from sorties by its defenders, and to enhance the blockade, the protection, right? The resulting fortifications are known as lines of circumvallation. I think that's very interesting. Reminds me of antibodies and stuff. When you get your jab, because the enemy is clever. It wants the vessel, and it wants to use the vessel, the spirit that's in the vessel. So it's trying to put something in you. Let's read this again. There's a line of fortifications built by the attackers around the besieged the attacked fortification, the attacked body, facing towards an enemy fort to protect the besiegers from sororities by its defenders, and to enhance the blockade. The resulting fortifications are known as lines of circumvallation. But it's not going to protect you, it's going to fight against you. It says investment, military investment. Investment is the military process of surrounding an enemy fort. Enemy fort, let's say body, with armed forces to prevent entry to go into, or prevent entry, or to escape, or to allow something to escape. It serves both to cut communications with the outside world and to prevent supplies and reinforcements from being introduced. Satan don't want reinforcements to be introduced from the heavenly realm. Let's say your signal, to prevent supplies. And this is what they did in 70 AD. Masada, they didn't let no water come in and this and that. But I'm particularly talking about the body. Put something in you to fight against things that could help you. And the enemy would do that. He don't want the Holy Spirit to come in. He want to put something in you to prevent from you getting your signal, to find the narrow way. Check it out when you get a chance. See if I can. So I'll try to flip the screen real quick. Let's see. Oh, I can't flip it. Can't flip it, but well, I could turn it around. Here, check it out. Hopefully you can see that. Circumvallation, investment, military. Alright. So you guys can look that up, right? It's about the body. It's about the body, y'all. It's trying to stop your cells that are at work to fight for you. But it's talking about us. Principalities and rulers in high places All right. I want to put something in you where you can't, your frequency won't be high. That's what sin does. When you're in sin and eating the wrong things, your signal won't be right with the Most High. All right. Now, let alone he says he don't hear a sinner's prayer, but shoot. Okay, so now, there was one other that I wanted to touch on. Just give me a second here. Maybe it's 12, 13. Come on. Okay, so in 16, Revelation 16 and 2, it says, "And the first went away and poured out his bowl unto the earth, and it became a bad and evil sore unto the men, the ones having the mark." The ones that what? That have the mark. Right? Of the beast. And the ones worshiping worshiping its image, its copy, its likeness, worshiping, praising its image. All right. And went away the first angel, and poured out the bowl of him onto the earth, the world, and it became a sore, bad and evil, into the men and women having the mark of the beast, and those the image of it worshiping. All right. Okay. And so, all right. And so, and that, it says it different in the King James Version. Okay. It says it different. So we're going to read it a different way. It says, okay, it says, and he causeth, make, compel all, both small and great, young and old, rich and poor, wealthy and poor, free and bond, in prison, to receive a mark. Yeah, in prison too. To receive a mark. To have a mark in their right hand. And the Hebrew hand means arm. Or in their foreheads, face, brow. Okay. Okay, so let me get 16. That's the problem. I didn't get 16. Hold on, guys. Bear with me, please. I'm trying to get it, y'all. I'm trying to get it. 16, verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, the ground, the world, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore, all right, upon the men which had the mark of the beast, which had the prick, the steezo, the charagma, all right, the circumvallation, all right. And that circumvallation is a line of fortifications built by the attackers around the besieged fortification, facing towards an enemy fort body to protect the besiegers, the attackers, from sorts by its defenders, and to enhance the blockade, the trench. All right, it's a trench that they put in you. The resulting fortifications are known as lines of circumvallation. Military investment. Investment is the military process of surrounding an enemy fort with armed forces to prevent entry or escape. It serves both to cut communication with the outside world and to prevent supplies and reinforcements from being introduced. All right. So now, let me try to get this real quick. Come on. That charagma. I dropped it, man. I dropped it. Stigma. A mark, insist, or punch is for a recognition of ownership, scar service. Who you gonna serve? Because if you take this thing, you're gonna be compelled. I don't care what you do, you're gonna be compelled to serve Hashtan and Azazel and them boys. Alright? The fallen angels. Charegma, G5480, a scratch, a etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude, maybe a tattoo. It's more than that. Alright? 5482, G5482, a stake, sharpened to a point, a placide or rampart, military mound for circumvallation and attack. The body's being attacked by something. They want to put something in you to protect you from that. You can't stop the Most High's plague if, you know, it's the plague of the Most High, but it might be by man because people ain't falling down dead in the street. But everything's of the Most High. Alright? Have not he done it? Yes, he has done it all. He makes the good and evil. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light, I create darkness. I the Lord do all things. So he does that. Famine, sword, death. He wounds, he makes alive. If a trumpet sound an alarm and you think anything that happens on earth, the Most High don't know it, he knows it, and he has allowed it to be. Anyway, in 5482 it says a military mound for circumvallation and an attack and a trench. Alright, so the enemy is fortifying his. Now, you belong to me, and you're going to be compelled by me when I give you this mark, and I'm going to fortify you. I'm going to put a trench between you and the Most High, because you're mine now, totally mine. So yeah, the spiritual war is going down. It's been going down, all right, so 16 verse 2, and the first went and poured out his vial. All right, let's see what that is, because I don't think I looked at vial real quick. Let me look at that. Give me a second, y'all. Poured out his vial. Bowl. Huh. Yeah, a vial could be a bowl. Right, but what's in it? Alright. Okay. I gotta find that in the dictionary there. Alright. So we know it's poison in these vials, and there's poison in other vials. Alright. Alright. And poured out his vial upon. So upon entrance, into, onto, in something, says the earth, and there fell a noisome, noisome G 2556, grievous G 4190. You need to look up. Trying to get some of this in. Evil things, evil, that which is evil, of a bad nature, of a mode of thinking, feeling, acting, wrong, troublesome, injurious, pernicious, destructive, baneful, worthless, depraved, injurious, bad, harmful, ill, noisome, wicked. Alright. I'm just trying to see. Noisome, of the bad nature, troublesome. Look up these words in different dictionaries, and it's going to give you something you've been missing. A grievous sore. Sore G 1668, it says an ulcer full of sores. Alright. And when they pour this vial, you know, why you think people are suffering for certain things. Alright. So come on and give me some stuff. Grievous, grievously, grievousness. It's not what I'm looking for. No, I'm looking for none of this. Wait a minute. A grievous mark. It took a grievous mark. Full of labors, annoyance, hardships, pressed and harassed by labors, by works. You're pressed and harassed by wearing a mask, having to get a shot. In a physical sense, it says diseased or blind. In an ethical sense, evil, wicked, bad. Bringing toils, annoyance, peril, dangers of a time full of danger to Christian faith, to believing faith, and steadfastness, causing pain and trouble. This is what it's causing. And doubt. All right. And there's more on that, but look that up. All right. Go back. Sore, a grievous sore. All right. Helicos, a wound, a wounded producing a discharged pus, a sore, an ulcer. All right. As if drawn together, a sore. All right. These are some of the definitions. All right. And more on that. A sore or ulcer, a wound. Okay. Oh, when you get that prick, that's what's going on there. But I just wanted to share that very quick. All right. And so, blessings to all Israel. Shalom. All right. A marked, pricked in, or branded upon the body. Look up branded too. Compelled,